have an expiration date. You have to keep working on it. You can't grow and continue to live the life of a trash person. It's just not going to work. I don't know where I would be without God. I'm being honest. Like, yeah, I curse a lot, but I don't know where I would be without God. I truly get it. I mean, I empathize with you. I just feel like I wouldn't have done it that way.
What's up, y'all? This is a special edition of I Don't Know Who This Is For podcast. I took over. I kicked Sherrell. I was about to call her Sherrell. Oh, she gonna be so pissed when she see that. I just kicked Sherrell ass out of the studio, and I have a very special guest here. This is gonna be a dope conversation. I want to do all of the things that she does, so I want to thank y'all for just supporting her. Thank you for just building the community, allowing it to grow, just gradually. You guys have really been putting in the work and really like sharing and commenting and all of those things for her, man. And I'm truly thankful that you support my wife that way. In my wife's fashion, we'll start with a prayer. Lord, we thank you just for allowing us to be able to share our experiences, our intelligence, just information to give to people that are listening, Lord. Hopefully this podcast will help someone out there, Lord. We just ask you to allow us to have an open, free conversation, Lord, that just touches the world, Lord, and just continue to bless this platform and keep allowing it to do what it's supposed to do, which is create a safe space. Amen. So, without further ado, listen, this is special. I think a lot of people, especially men, need to view this podcast because I think that it would be something that I would want to look at prior to me being in the situation. Without further ado, y'all, I have the very special guest to my right, Mr. Bear.
Good to meet you. Oh, good to meet you. Appreciate you having me. This is my first podcast, so it's going to take me a second.
Nah, you good. You good. If y'all don't know, Ben, so I was going to tell them who you are, but I'll let you tell them who you are so that y'all know how special this podcast is.
First and foremost, I'm a child of God. Mm-hmm. I'm an artist, creative. That's it for real. That's it.
So the one thing that I feel like is key for y'all to know is that Bear is the father to Gabby, which is, of course, you know, my bonus daughter, his daughter. And, you know, this is going to be a conversation. It's going to dabble in that as well because, I mean, for us to be sitting here and having this conversation, I think that it's just a dope example. So, you know, just bear with us. We just gonna get right in it. You ready?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, I mean, first of all, I wanted to know, we just gonna get to it. How was like you and Sherrell's relationship?
We had a cool relationship. It's definitely unconventional. Like even the way, you know, we met. Circumstances we met, we getting into all that, and I mean, what we doing?
It's just whatever you want to do.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we met as friends. Well, we met as work because doing music, you know, she was modeling and had the team and all that type of stuff. Was doing that promo work and all that, and I was an artist and also working in the studio. So that's kind of where we met. We actually met in the club. I was in the DJ booth. She came in with somebody else. And I was introduced.
Right.
Over time, you know, so we became just friends. Mm-hmm. And then otherwise.
Yeah.
And as far as Gabby, like that was definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
But unexpected, quick. So for real, to be totally honest, me and her never really got a true opportunity, plus the circumstances that was going, I was, you know, heavy into my music, attempting to do that, but then at the same time, always putting my kids first, you know what I'm saying, and wanting to make sure that, you know, I'm there for them. So we never really got to really have a real relationship the way we needed to.
So you said kids. You have more than just
Absolutely. Gabby is the baby. I got
Gabby's
two
the baby.
boys.
You got two boys.
Or a man and a boy. My oldest is 25.
Okay, how old is the next one?
He's 15.
He's 15 and Gabby's 13, so
Correct.
they 2 years apart.
Correct.
Yeah, I got a son and a nephew who's both, 20 years old, and of course Gabby, and then Royal, right? But question, how is it, transitioning from having two boys? Because I'm in the same predicament. I had a nephew and a son, and then having a daughter. Like, what's the difference there?
To be honest with you, nothing happens by mistake. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the progression for me that I needed. The best thing about having a daughter is, and just to keep it a buck, it's a man's first pure opportunity to take his mask off. You know what I'm saying? Because even with your boys, you still got to keep that macho.
Yeah.
You got to keep that up just for your boys. With your girl, you could take all that off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could just be you. I remember when she was little, and I remember Pinky out with the little teacups. And I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
Nails painted.
Yeah, and I let her paint my toenails and all that, and I was
Yeah.
totally cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But it just allows you that freedom. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's the best part about having
I would say the same thing. And, having two boys and then coming into Gabby's life and then having Royal, like, I love Gabby as if she was mine. But I can tell that having a biological daughter is different, because like with Gabby, for instance, she doesn't dawdle, if that's the word. She doesn't, like, I'm quite sure she's all over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she jump on you, all of that type of stuff. She's just super affectionate and all, And with Gabby, me and Gabby's relationship, of course, we hug and all of that, but it's not what she is to you.
Correct.
And me getting that from Royal is like, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I never knew.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
Girls are so different, man.
And it's also a responsibility. They talk about mama's boys and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But as a father with his girl, the same way is how you establish their understanding of relationships.
Yeah,
like technically, you her first love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's your job as a father. You know what I'm saying? To show her and set the standard. You know what I'm saying? The tone of how she should be treated.
Yeah,
and what she should accept and not accept, and to give her that male perspective so she can fend for herself a little bit better when she's, growing up and out here on her own.
Do you think that maturation came more with having a daughter than it did with a son? Because kids mature you regardless. But do you think that more
it's definitely a progression. That's why I felt like it was better served the way it did for me.
Yeah.
Because, I was doing the, I guess, stereotypical stuff that, rappers do when my first was born. And I was out in the street doing whatever.
Yeah.
And when he was born, other circumstances happened as well that made me completely stop it. You know what I'm saying? And go like, okay, I'm focused on him.
Yeah.
And also me, but he was my reason now whereas I was more reckless with my own life because it was just mine.
Yeah.
But now with him, it's him, but it's also my responsibility to myself because he gonna need me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got stuff to teach him and all that. So that's the first step to get you out of that. But then even when you leave that stuff alone, it's still development. It's still other elements of your life that need to be changed. It's traumas that need to be healed and stuff like that. And then a girl comes along and then that gives you more motivation to tap into other sides because you got to now be way more understanding, way more everything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Yeah.
God damn, everything. You got to be more of. So how was the breakup? How was the breakup between you and Sherrell? Was it ugly?
I guess more often than not, most breakups are ugly. It's all perspective depending on where you at with it. It wasn't as hard of a breakup as it probably should have been, or you would think that it would be. But that goes back to the fact that it happened so quick and we never really had that chance to really, grow into something where it may have been a little more damaging. I truly believe it happened for a reason. Me and her met for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then whatever fruit that she grows up to bear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, the breakup, I'll say this, it was a lot going on because of personalities. Like, okay, so I'm doing music, she's modeling. Naturally, of course, when you have a child, your body changes, things of that nature, things change. Yeah. And certain things of your identity now completely shift. And I can totally imagine how that could be as a culture shock if you're a certain way and then now you're a mom and now you have to do this. Yeah. And at the same time, I can also, and I'm not putting words in her mouth or nothing, but I can only assume that there was a certain level of resentment that built through that, you know what I'm saying, which created a bigger wedge. Yeah. And then me at the same time, at the time when Gabby came around or was conceived, I had songs on the radio like every day for months, you know what I'm saying? Like I was so-called one of the next up and all that, but that wasn't God's plan for me. But that also factored in because then there was a level of, okay, now I have a third now responsibility that's keeping me from being able to fully jump back in, you know what I'm saying? And then there's like a 10-year gap between my oldest and them. So it's like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm almost there, and now I can, because I never moved away or none of that originally because of my oldest. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I have to make it from here because I'm not leaving to go to Atlanta. I'm not leaving to go to Cali or just not. And now I got 3 reasons to stay. You know what I'm saying? That came. And
So you mentioned the music. I think it's only fair to let y'all know that Bear, like prior to me knowing Bear being Gabby's father, I knew of him. I knew his voice. You know, he went by Bear WITNEZ, and he was definitely a rapper in the DMV that, people knew of. You did some work with Wale. I'm quite sure you did. I'm quite sure he's an engineer, so he does it all. I ain't gonna tell your job now, but it's a very prestigious job. You know what I'm saying? That I'm excited that for him to have. With that being said, right, since I knew of you, I'm assuming because Mambo Sauce and all of that you knew of me too. Would that be?
Yeah, absolutely. I knew the band. Okay. I knew of you as an individual from U Street.
Oh, from Up and Up.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I started dating Sherrell, like how did you feel about that?
To be totally honest,
to be
totally honest with you, I wasn't tripping.
Okay.
The only thing, it was only 2 things that like, I guess would have been a thorn in my side for it. Okay. The fact that I knew you or knew of you, because we had met, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause from you hosting and stuff like that, even times that I performed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we had been in each other's presence. So of course, naturally the initial instinct is, I know she ain't just me, dude, because if she be out and about, so I know, and I'm not as social as, you know what I'm saying, Sherrell is anyway. I did my music and I slid, you know what I'm saying? There was a couple people that I talked to and all that, but I'm not really the out and about, run around with people type. So that's probably another reason why I didn't really meet up with you. I just knew of you. Right. But like I said, that first thought was it something going on already? Mm-hmm. Was it already prior? That's natural male insecurity, you know what I'm saying? And I thought of that first, which doesn't matter either way because I got the best thing I could get out of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, with Gabby. But the next thing was just the fact that we was in the same field and knowing how catty everybody else is, and me wondering, what are they saying or what are they thinking and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, now I got more reasons to not want to be social, more reasons to go places and be standoffish. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, because it's a lot of fake people and all that. So, and that was even the main reason why I didn't go. I appreciate also the invite to the wedding, but I didn't go for that reason because I knew that the whole DMV was going to be there, and I didn't want Gabby to be with me in that moment. Because it was not about me. It was about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted Gabby to be there to be able to celebrate in that and be a part of that without me being a distraction at all. And And I also didn't want people looking at me the whole time like, I wonder, is he mad? I wonder, is he this?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah. And I want to salute you as well, because my love is different. When I love somebody, I love you forever. All I ever wanted was for Sherrell was the best, and for her to be happy. And she seemed genuinely happy, and that was enough for me. And I'm still, and I'm doing my thing anyway. So it's just like, but I'm happy, genuinely happy for her and you. You know what I'm saying? And also Gabby being able to experience that family dynamic that most, or not most, but a lot of us don't get to experience, like having a nuclear, quote unquote, household.
Man, yeah. I'm just thankful for this conversation, man. And like I said, I know where we are now, but some of the questions I do want to see if you can take yourself back to those particular times, like when it initially,
when it was happening.
Yeah. So during the time when you found out dating Sherrell, what did you think about me being around Gabby?
To be honest with you, you made that easy. Because I think when y'all first moved in together or something like that, and I think I came around to get Gabby, and you made it a point, I believe, to step out, outside when I came up, and you came to me and you talked to me like a man, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. When I talked to you, the energy that I got from you, the vibe that I got from you, I felt comfortable with Gabby. I was like, okay, it's cool. And truth be told, for the most part, I normally don't trip off that anyway, because it's like, at the end of the day, that's her decision who she chooses to be with. However, because I have a child in this situation, it's definitely a different dynamic, but I felt safe. You know what I'm saying? With you being there, like, she's good. And yeah.
That's dope. Well, I mean, because I asked that because there's a lot. I got a friend, a real close friend of mine, and we were having a conversation, and we were talking about if he was to go into co-parenting, like, if he was to separate, or, if another, he didn't want his ex to bring another man around. And my whole thing was, I told him, I was like, I welcome it. I welcome it. I just need the man to be a good man.
Right.
Because I don't think anybody in my son's life or in my daughter's life, no one can replace me. They can add to it, but they can't replace me.
Right.
And in this particular situation, I don't care how good I am to Gabby. I don't care what I buy her. I don't care whatever. I could never replace you. Like the jokes that y'all had together, I just don't have with her, And so, I just, the reason why I think this conversation is needed is because I think it's a lot of people out here who think the same way that this guy did, or how others feel about not letting other men around their children. And I just think we can be a village, you know what I'm saying? And we can help raise these sons and daughters collectively if you got a good, if she picks the right dude, right. If he picks the right girl. I think it's more important to investigate that than it is to try to put a restriction on it. So I just thank you for being open to it. It was a time that you and Sherrell just y'all couldn't
even speak.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like y'all, every time y'all talk, y'all would be arguing, and do you know what that was about, or do you
Okay, so this is crazy too. Anybody that know me know I'm an arguer. I argue about anything. It didn't have to be a relationship. We could argue about LeBron and Mike. You know what I'm saying? We gonna argue.
Who you think the best?
Between them two?
Yeah.
Mike. It ain't even.
Wait,
Mike.
that'll be a whole nother. Leave it alone. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I couldn't tell for sure, and I think that's a problem that a lot of people have too. Is our brain is designed to solve problems, so we try to put excuses or definitions or reasons on people's behaviors and stuff like that, and then move accordingly. I know that definitely around that time was when Royal came. So I couldn't tell if it was postpartum. I couldn't tell if it was something, but it was just something that every time I asked her something, anything, she was just nasty. You know what I'm saying? She was towards me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, and I'm not around, so I don't know how she is with everyone else. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't gauge. But it was crazy. It was like every time I had anything to say about anything, like she would just spaz. And I would actually go out of my way to try to, or let me say, I would go out of my way initially because it don't take much for me. But I would try to put my best foot forward and diffuse the situation, but she wasn't with it. And hey, if you want to fight, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So then we would go. And at the end of the day, nothing good would come from it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing good. And then it changed. At some point, I do know that at one point, me and you had started talking more. Yeah, because you had to be that liaison between us. You know what I'm saying? But then it eventually changed. And once again, I don't know what the change was, but we cool. You know what I'm saying? We cool now. And
because I remember during that time, you know, she would be visibly upset, like every time y'all had a conversation. And so, you know, considering I was developing a relationship with you, I just came to you, I said, hey, you know what I'm saying, until y'all can get to a place where y'all can just talk amicably, you know, let's just me and you talk, you know, and if you, Gabby, you want to pick, you know, all of that type of stuff, we'll just arrange that together. Right. But that was just a wild space.
It was.
Yeah. I didn't really
understand.
And
it wasn't that long. It was less than a year. It might have been like a good 6 to 8 months maybe of just
but
contention.
It was just like every time.
Bad. No conversation.
Yeah.
Anything. And we wasn't even talking about anything that had to do with us. It would be, I mean, for real, 100% of the time was Gabby stuff because we had no other, you know, we didn't talk about nothing else. It was just Gabby, but it was always a fight.
So because y'all not there no more. So how did that turn around?
I don't know.
Did you do anything? Like, did you do anything internally?
Well, yeah,
I
of
can't
course.
speak for her.
Yeah, I absolutely had been. And I assume that she had been because she went on her journey. Yeah. I was on my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Can you explain like the journey? What did you have to do? What did you have to face or whatever in order to...
To be totally honest with you, we all on a journey. We've been on a journey from the minute we took our first breath. We on the journey. We've been on it. It just, perspective came and I started being more cognizant and aware of the journey. So now I'm seeing things, still got development to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a daily operation, but I've just become more in tune and more aware with what's around me and my dynamic and how I interact with what's around me and respond to what's around me. Gotcha. I still get tripped up because we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I still get tripped up here and there, but I'm more aware of it. So I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, snap back quicker. And sometimes avoid certain things.
Yeah. Your daughter adores you, and you know, you're a great father.
Appreciate it.
How how was your father? Like, how was your childhood with your father?
My childhood was not quote unquote perfect. It wasn't no Disney childhood. And the crazy thing is I had one of the ones that might have looked like it. You know what I'm saying? It looked like I had everything. It looked like, you know what I'm saying? But just like any other household, because I'm not here to bash, you know what I'm saying? None of that. Just like, it's all perspective. Nobody's happy. Even if it looks like you got everything, everybody, we just so needy that it's always going to be something that we can complain about. My situation and my upbringing, I'll just say I dealt with abandonment. So that's part of the foundations of why I'm not leaving to go chase my career. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't leave my kids or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And why I parent my kids the way that I do. For the record, I've never, ever laid hands on all three of my kids. 25 years, 15 years, and 13 years respectively. Never had to put hands on any of them. That was a promise I made to myself.
Does that come from?
Absolutely. So, but I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was a promise I made to myself.
Right.
The funny thing about it is I probably should have. Just life is a balance.
Yeah.
Life is a balance, you know what I'm saying? And I look back now and I'm like, you know what, maybe if I had, but it's like a person that, let's put it on another example. You have somebody that grows up with an abuse problem, a substance abuse problem. And you got 2 kids. chances are one of the kids is never gonna touch the stuff.
Because he gonna be like, I ain't gonna be like him.
Right.
And
But then the other kid might go harder.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm doing that and then some.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you try to walk the middle of that fear, the reason why the first person is like, I'm never touching this stuff, is because they know that there's a possibility that if I do touch it, I'm gonna wind up just like that and it's gonna go overboard.
Right.
So that extreme is where we at in life. It's a balance, but we live in extremes. We try to be, I'm all this or I'm all that. You know what I'm saying? But because we scared to stick our toe in the other side because we might lose control.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes I wish I had more control so I could have instilled some of that fear, some of that discipline. Because kids nowadays, I think, just need a healthy dose of fear. I think that's what they're missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's another thing.
I mean, I feel the same. I asked that because, of course, my childhood, it wasn't the greatest, and I think that I'm the person that was like, I'm never doing that.
Right.
I'm the one that I want to be a great father because I want to be an example of what I wanted my father to be to me.
Right.
So I think that's what I along with. But with that being said, I've been around Gabby since she was, I want to say 2.
About that,
Yeah, about 2 or 3.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't know if you know, but when Gabby first saw me, Gabby was scared of me. She said my head was big. And every time I laughed, she was scared of my laugh and she would cry. But I told Sherrell, I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm a keep, I'm a form my own relationship with her. And I can say to this day that, yeah, me and Gabby definitely have a relationship. And it took some time for us, to get exactly where we are. But she's always been, I feel like she always known that I had her back. But for you, like, do you know when you built trust in me to, help parent your daughter?
Trust is either earned or lost.
Okay.
You started with an A with me from the way we met and the way we talk. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, it was like, until you showed me otherwise, you know what I'm saying? I got no reason to doubt. Gabby has never come back to me and told me anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never nothing. But because the stuff that she does, I have the ability of perspective. So I've never been that friend or that parent who was like, even if my child wrong, I'm riding for them and it's whatever. Yeah. I've never been that person. If you wrong, you wrong. Yeah. I can be compassionate and understand your side, but I'm not gonna ride for you if you wrong. Right. So sometimes Gabby will come to me and tell me stuff and I can understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to it. And I talk to her and let her know how I feel. And from that point, even from the things that she's told me, it's like there's no reason for me to feel away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not wrong. Sometimes maybe approach. And then at the same time, I can't speak on approach because I wasn't there. Yeah. I'm listening to her, and that's the way she's perceiving it. So the best thing, and that's really what I've been working on her the most, is life ain't nothing but how you perceive it. Nothing is good or bad. Nothing is really right or wrong until you make it that. Yeah. It's up to you to make these things that and how you receive stuff. So you ain't gave me no reason yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been cool.
He threw the yet in there.
Well, I mean, because the only constant thing in life is change. So you never know. But I'm just being real. Like, you ain't gave me nothing, so I'm cool.
Welcome to Content Incubator HQ, a creative's paradise. Content Incubator HQ is a content creation studio located in Atlanta, Maryland. Are you ready to elevate your content through storytelling? Learn more about our studio amenities and membership packages at contentincubatorhq.com. Follow us on all social platforms. We can't wait to host you soon. And remember, you are the content.
Question: do you ever think that I overstepped my boundaries? Has there ever been a time?
Overstep? To be honest with you, I can't say that I felt like you overstepped. Because I'm telling you, that gift that God has gave me a perspective is crazy, because even though I got my own feelings about stuff, my initial reaction is always to try to see the other person and try to see where they're coming from. So that always helps me to reel it back, you know what I'm saying, instead of just going in with ego. To be honest with you, I can't say overstep. I guess it's just more so, how Gabby perceives things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, just in all honesty, there's times that she's come to me and felt like I was being replaced, or that there was an attempt to replace me. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why she would feel that way.
Yeah.
But like you said already, it ain't no replacing me. Like, I literally held that girl when she came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been here ever since. So it's not gonna be a replacement. But yeah,
Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever
that you
felt
was out of
like-
line?
or that I was attempting to replace you in a sense?
Not replace me, but I mean, you doing what a man do. Is like you creating a house, and it's like there has to be something on your side. Like, and I respect that as a man, because I already know what it is with me and my daughter.
Yeah.
I know what it is. There's nothing going to stop that. So why would I even jump? Why would I even try to block that? And I've never even fostered that energy with her on some trying to get her to not listen to you or get her to, I've never been that. You know what I'm saying? It's always been at best, yeah, maybe he didn't have to do that, or maybe he didn't have to say it that way, but this is what he was probably trying to say. This is what he was trying to get you to understand and try to give her the message my way as well. You know what I'm saying? Which is just reinforcement.
I do throughout this whole thing, I do have one regret. I regret asking you this one question. Me, Gabby, and Blake was in the house, and Gabby was younger. I know we was in the townhouse.
Okay.
And she called me dad. And then I said, I don't know how we got on it, but it was like, yo, you want to call me that? You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, sure. I think she was just saying it, And so I was like, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Hold up, first, was I there when she said that?
No, you wasn't there.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't remember.
But
I don't remember that.
you wasn't there. But you
All right,
probably remember this.
Yeah.
You remember when I came to you and I said, yo, what do you think about Gabby calling me dad?
Oh, yeah, I ain't like that. I forgot all about that. I do smoke. Pardon that, I smoke, so sometimes, things might, I forgot all about that. No, I ain't like that.
Yeah,
I
feel you.
Yeah, but we talk. And I know I didn't say cool. It was cool.
Nah, you didn't. You said nah, because me and Gabby was calling each other BD for bonus daughter and bonus dad.
Yeah, and I thought that was
like,
cute.
yeah, you was like, nah, y'all got BD. That's
Yeah.
And so my regret is that I didn't even I shouldn't have asked you that in the first place. I shouldn't have. It ain't even probably. I shouldn't have.
No, you know what? No, ain't no shouldn't have. Because if you shouldn't have, then you wouldn't have. You did, so it was supposed to happen for us to even be able to talk about it right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's cool. I do. It ain't no regrets, bro.
I got you.
It ain't no regrets. It ain't no mistakes. Things happen, and it's just what you learn from it and what you don't.
I got you.
I was probably dealing with my own stuff, so I of course snuffed that because I wouldn't have been cool with that then, and I still wouldn't be cool with that because that's a specific thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's just a specific thing. So that was different that you asked me that. That was different.
It was, and it was wild. It was wild. After I thought about it, I was like, especially now that I have a daughter,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then so let me say this.
Right.
I think that I'm a very welcoming person, and you know what I'm saying. I'm kind of naive. I was, that show like really showed me that the world is messed up. The show that we was just on showed me that the world is like crazy out here. But my sister used to always tell me I put too much trust into people, right? So, my mother passed away in 2004, and I was one of those basketball sports kids. Like I was always playing sports, always at somebody's house, that had a team mom, all of that type of stuff. And you'll be around them so much that you'll end up calling them mom. I don't know if you've ever done that.
I haven't, but I get it. Yeah, I get it. And I've seen it.
Yeah, and so but my sister would never. She'd never call anybody, outside of her mother mom. I still do that to this day. Like I call Sherrell mother mom. There's certain people that are like a mother figure that I just call mom, but it's just a figure of speech. It's not something that like I'm not putting them in a place or something. Correct. Right? So I think that's where it comes from. However, having a daughter, you know what I'm saying? and even having my sons. I mean, having my son and my nephew.
Right.
To hear them call another man dad or whatever, yeah, that'll blow me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was wild that I even asked that, but I wanted to ask that question to just see how you felt about it. So, how do you think that our space, our Team Gabby has evolved in the years, throughout the years?
I think it's progressed the way it's supposed to, and it's coming to I guess it's becoming even more stable and structured at the perfect time, because her being at the age that she in, this is where life starts changing.
Yes.
On every level, physically, emotionally. This is when she truly becomes who she is. You know what I'm saying? So she gonna need that support system as much as possible, because she got a lot on her plate because of this. Like, we adults talking about this, but she's a child experiencing it. You know what I'm saying? So on top of her own school stuff and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So it's a great time for it to be, you know what I'm saying, coming to where it's at now. It's gotten better and better, I feel like, over the years. And like I said, that's why everything happens. Even like you mentioned earlier with that period of time where me and her couldn't even speak.
Yeah.
That allowed us to create a better understanding, and which is good for dudes, because like as grown men, we don't make friends.
Yeah.
Like once you get to a certain age, it's like, hey, my friends is my friends. It's very rare when you make new friends. You know what I'm saying? So like real friends. So just for us to even be able to communicate as grown men, especially having a connection that we do, that would normally be a thing that would be a reason for us not to be cool. That would be a reason for us never to speak. A reason for us, like, that in and of itself shows growth and maturity on all parts, which only the kids can benefit from. You know what I'm saying? If they look at it the right way.
Why do you think that? Because would you say that our predicament is kind of, I don't want to use the word odd, but just not the norm?
Yeah, it's definitely not traditional.
Yeah, it's not traditional. So, considering it's not traditional, why do you think it's not traditional? Because I mean,
multiple reasons.
Yeah, what you're saying is this is probably the healthiest thing.
Yeah.
So, if it's the healthiest thing, why do you think it's not traditional in our community?
Because people are traditionally unhealthy on every level, spiritually, emotionally, physically. That's a thing. So you got to look at it like this. It's multiple reasons why. Start with the most basic one: jealousy. If one of the other parties is still in love with the other person, then that's your reason why it ain't traditional, because you got a huge chunk of people that are still in love or lusting, or just hurt or just attached to that person and hasn't figured out how to sever that attachment and heal themselves. So that's a reason. Then you got some situations where dudes is just ego. And it's like, yo, my manhood won't allow me to like this person trying to be me. They trying to, and that's an egotistical way of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And all of these things are normal mindsets for people. These are the carnal, earthly mindsets of people. So it's a reflection in the way that, in their relationships and the way that they handle stuff. So most people think that way. That's why it's more difficult to have an open type of situation like this, a more community type of situation where we sharing responsibilities and it ain't no animosity. You know what I'm saying? It's just for the good of the kid. You know what I'm saying?
So we've had 3, correct me if I'm wrong, we've had 3 Team Gabby meetings.
We
had like 3 Team Gabby meetings, right?
Definitely 2, possibly 3. Yeah,
Possibly
definitely 2. Might be 3 though.
So explain the Team Gabby meeting so they could, understand.
So when it's a issue dealing with Gabby that, when it comes to a head, and we all have to cover her on all fronts, so it's no, I see one thing or I hear one part, you hear one part, Sherrell hears one part. it's everybody comes together so we could put everything on the table, get everything out there, because it's just like, remember when we was young, when three-way calling first came out?
Yeah.
There was a lot of line before that, but then you're
Yeah.
like, hold on, I'm about to click stuff, and you get everybody on the line together so we can clear this up, because this could turn into something. If I talk to you, then get off, and then talk to you, and then y'all talk to each other, we gonna wind up fighting tomorrow in school. So it's like, nah, let's get everybody on the line together and clear the air, get this scared.
That's a great analogy, man. That's great. So during those conversations, what do you think that does for Gabby? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think she walks away from them conversations? Do you think that she knows how special this is?
Of course not. Of course not. Because even right now as I'm sitting here, I didn't even realize how special this was. We don't really realize, you know what I'm saying, how special things are. So no, but that's childhood though.
Yeah.
Everything that happens, like, I just want her to be a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she's not an adult trying to be a kid. And I want her to be a kid so she can get that, just soak it all up. Because life can be tough. It can be easy, but traditionally, it's tough. So enjoy it now while you're a kid. I hope that it sticks. Because I think that's another thing that and I don't want to be up here preaching, but I think that's another thing that we do.
You saying some great stuff, and people need to hear this. So, you know, and let me say this before you go on. Mm-hmm. I think that people need to hear this more from your perspective than my perspective, because I think that a lot of, like you said, a lot of stuff that you have to dismiss, or a lot of things that you have to pull aside in order to make this work, has to come from you more so than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to put down your ego. You have to, you have to do most of the adapting, because I'm in the house, and, quote unquote, this is my house. So for real, I could do whatever I want, and I'll just have to suffer the consequences with you. However, in order to make this work, you have to do most of the self-work.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think that people need to hear that more so than they need to hear my perspective. My perspective is is easier. It's not easy, but it's easier than your perspective.
I see how you can see it that way.
Yeah.
As far as the family meetings and her, or the group meetings and family meetings, because it's family.
Yeah, you family.
For her, I think whether she, not even outside of her knowing that it's special, we did our job, which is to plant the seed.
Yeah.
And it's up to God to provide the increase. You know what I'm saying? We can water it here and there, but we can't beat ourselves up about why it's not growing, or maybe it's not growing the way we think it's supposed to grow and all that. Like, she's awesome. You know what I'm saying?
She is.
And the quicker that she realizes that, the easier life will be for her. And that's all I want. And that's all I'm going to keep instilling in her, is that she don't need nobody else to tell her that. And I think that her seeing us all together, and then when she gets older even, because even right as a child, she don't understand the dynamic of adult relationships and stuff like that. So when she gets older, and she'll be able to sit back and look at it and be like, wow, and they did that for me. Like, he could have been this, and he could have carried it this way, or my mom could have carried it this way, and they did this for me. Cool. As long as you get it when you need to get it, and she will get it when she need to get it. So we did our part.
Yeah,
we did our part.
So before I go into this next phase of questioning, man, that Royal loves her some Bear. She has to speak to you every time. She has to run up to you, hug you, man. And you just said something that I just want to make sure that we stick with, is that, and I don't think that we've ever said this out loud until you just said it, but I've always felt this way. We are family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are a collective family, and we come here for the greater good of Gabby, and now is the greater good of Royal, because whether you know it or not, you know what I'm saying, you have an influence on her life. Because one, when she sees you, she knows, first of all, that that's her sister's father. She knows how important a father is, so she knows how important you are.
Right.
You know, and the things that you're instilling in her sister, she's getting, because she just wants to be Gabby. You know what I'm saying? So, we are family, man.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. But this, these years, Gabby is blooming. How do we navigate this, brother? I'm asking you because I'm telling you, it'd be difficult for me. And I don't. We haven't talked about this yet, and we having this conversation. We don't need to go in depth with it or whatever. But I'm just saying, Gabby's growing up, and you know, I get scared.
Yeah.
I don't even know. You know, I get scared. I don't know if she knows that, huh?
Which part?
It's like all
Just,
of them.
yeah, right.
And then you just know that it's just gonna get, you know what I'm saying? It's just more is gonna come. And so how do you feel about that? Like, how do we deal with Gabby and the boy thing and the maturation? We've never talked about that, but I definitely think that, you know, we gotta prepare for that.
We do. But I think trust
in her,
in yourself more.
okay.
Trust that what you've been saying is right. Trust that she heard, because the things that we fear have been here the whole time. And you're going to find this with Sage. You was picking her up, putting her in the car seat. She couldn't even move without you. You needed to change her. She couldn't do nothing without you. She couldn't eat without you. And then there gets a point where she learned how to use a fork. You got to teach her. But you still worried that you still hope she don't choke, because you need to see that she know how to use the fork, but you worry that she going to choke. She could have choked on the other stuff, but it was different because you was giving her a bottle.
Yeah.
It's different when you controlling everything.
Yeah.
What you really scared of is the lack of control, because now they're growing up. They're more autonomous. She can make her own decisions. She don't need me to get to school no more. Like I used to drop her off, pick her up, that type of stuff. Now she can hop on the bus to go through that phase. And it's like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen on the bus? But you develop that. So this is just the next step of what life, I mean, it's messed up because you know what's out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what's out here. But it's the same game. It's just a different uniform. Same teams playing that we had to deal with. It seemed worse because the athletes jump higher now. But it's the same game. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell you a rapper.
Oh yeah, my analogy game crazy. It helps me though. That's therapeutic for me because it shows me in life.
Different things.
Yeah, because 1 + 1 is 1 + 1, no matter how you apply it. And as quickly as we can understand that, that's why her growing up is just like 1 + 1. It's like, okay, this is another thing that I have to trust that I've done a decent job. And the fear don't go away because you know that as good a job as you've done, and that's the love, as good a job as you've done, there's somebody out here that you've never met that could do something to hurt hurt the person you love. And you hope that doesn't happen. So it's always something. You just got to trust in yourself that you did the right thing, and trust in the process, trust in God, you got to just trust, bro. Because that's just fear. Because she go outside, I'm just now at 13 getting comfortable letting her go outside by herself.
Yeah.
Like she want to go to the park and I'm like, all right, but I'm going to stand on the porch the whole time because I can see the park. I can't see her, but I can still see the park. So I'm like, I'm just going to stand on the porch.
I don't think she understands though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she understands. I think that she thinks that, you know, when like I or you for that matter says, you know, I don't want you to do that. She thinks that it's just a restriction and not understanding that. Not understanding that we on pins and needles. Like she be going for walks. You know what I'm saying? I let her go, but it's just. If she's not back by a certain time, I'm like, yo.
Right.
But if it was like when Blake was out, you know what I'm saying? When Blake was her age, it was like.
Yeah, it's different with a girl.
Yeah, I see you when you get back. But
because you're a man and you know. Just keep it a buck. I don't even care that it's 2024 and you're not. It's inside of us to protect them.
Yeah.
That's just in us. You know what I'm saying? To be protective of, of women.
Yeah.
It's inherent.
Yeah.
So to let her go out, it's like, you know that if something happened, it's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary. And you know that there's monsters out here. You know that, and not even, that life, it's accidents.
Yeah.
I'm scared she might walk across the street and somebody looking down at their phone and just hit her.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to do it. That don't change the fact that, that this happened. So we scared of everything. But once again, it go back to that control thing. It's because I wasn't there. I didn't, me.
Yeah.
It's the ego. It's love, but it's still the ego. And we just gotta reel that in and just, because we can't be there forever. And then at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, it's funny how everything full circle. When I mentioned how the extreme I went through to never put hands on them, and I wish there was a balance, we take our pain and we protect our kids from it. So much so that now we scared because we ain't equipped them to deal with what we had to deal with because we kept them from it.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh man, I never taught her how to deal with somebody hurting her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's naive out here. She green. So we hurt ourselves because we tried to keep them from it. And now they not, and now we scared to death that they can't deal with it.
So,
and that's our fault.
I'm glad you said that.
That's
I'm glad
our
you
fault.
said that. I'm glad you said that because I think we're in the phase now where boys are, present, and I don't think that we are able, put it this way, I don't think that Gabby gives us the opportunity to let her know that, look, we were once 13. Like, we can help you in some of these situations.
Oh, no, I can't. Now, that's maybe where me being dad is a little different.
Different. Okay, she.
This ain't cool, though. You don't want this. I promise you. You don't want this. You gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it with
It
Roy.
ain't nothing worse than your phone ringing in the middle of the day. Not even in the middle of the day. Your phone ringing after school.
Right.
And it's your daughter. And you answer the phone like, you're excited, like, oh, hey, babe.
Yeah.
And all you hear is hysterical screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming and crying. And you on the phone. It's nothing I can do. And I don't even know what's happening.
Right.
To find out it's a boy.
Right.
That hurt her feelings.
Right. But question though, because I know like that scenario, but what I'm asking you is, like, does she talk to you to get your opinion on it so that she knows how to navigate it, or do you just deal with the repercussions of a decision or something that happened? You know what I'm saying?
I deal with something that happened.
Okay.
So first I have to be the ear.
Yeah.
I'm just the venter at this point. So she's calling me and she dumps. After she's dumped and I've been the ear, then I have to do the part that she don't like. Because then I have to take all that in and then help her or try to help her deal with it.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, she's helped me with this in real life. Like, this is not real life, but my personal life outside of her. In knowing sometimes people don't want my advice. Sometimes they don't want me to fix nothing. And that's tough. Cause I love you. When somebody hurts you, how can I not?
Yeah.
How can I hear what you just told me and just be like, that's what's up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
So I'll give her the advice, and trust me, you're not the only one she don't listen to.
Yeah.
I just give you this. She may be more openly dismissive of you than she is of me, but trust, she dismissed me too. She getting to that age where, Dad, sometimes I just want you to listen.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, you telling me the advice and all, but yeah. You used to be cool. You used to be cool, and now you being like, it's the glasses. You put them glasses on, and now you a whole new person. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta deal with that too.
No more,
Exactly.
Well, man, this has been an honor. I'm glad that we could have this conversation. Hopefully it helps somebody, you know what I'm saying, and help the fellas to know, hey, this is dope, For her sake, it is definitely dope. To save headaches is dope, you know what I'm saying? Just let the people know, where they can find you at, what you got going on.
I'm Bear Witness on everything with a Z, BEARWITNEZ on everything. Facebook. Oh, except X, because somebody hacked my account. They won't let me get it back, so I had to put the original. I don't even remember which one that is, but TikTok, IG, all of them just Bear Witness. Ain't no merch. What I give is free. And just hopefully it touches somebody. I'm just planting seeds. And I appreciate you having me. This is my first time ever doing a podcast.
My man.
I've been wanting to do one, but I've been scared.
Yeah.
Because, fear is...
Well, truth be told, this is my first time doing a solo podcast.
Oh, that's crazy.
So this is our first time together.
And then for this to be the type of podcast to do for our first one.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah,
it's dope.
brave.
Everything's aligned.
Yeah, why not? Jump in, for real. So...
It's dope. Musically, are you are you telling people or because look, the dude dope.
Oh yeah, I'm nice. I just battled actually. I just do that now for fun. I had a battle on Friday against Biggs the Proof. It's my first battle since 2019.
I was listening to a battle rap because I listen to it every now and then, and then I heard a couple of people saying something about you in the battle rap. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew you was battle rap, but I didn't know the level that you got to.
Oh, I ain't get to no level.
What you mean?
I got to where I got. Some people know me. It's no, trust me, I ain't get to where I got to where I should have got. But I don't never put it on levels and stuff because we always got bigger aspirations for ourselves than.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that I'm known.
Yeah.
On any level.
Yeah.
And it's a different kind.
Yeah.
I was at Baltimore for my son. I was in Baltimore for my son's AAU tournament. And some little youngin walked up to me and was like, "Don't you rap?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Bear Witness." And he was like, "My dad used to listen to you." It was like a gut punch, but it felt great at the same time. Because I knew, I'm like, this youngin ain't listening to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, his dad. But I'm like, that's dope. Because I'm like, I ain't made nothing in a while. So you was a youngin.
Yeah.
And you remember that. So that in and of itself just is those little nuggets that just say, okay, And then me even coming back battle rapping and all the love that I got just to come back outside and do it.
Yeah.
Ain't no aspirations, even with music. I just do it when I feel something.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's
man.
about it.
Yo, this has been a dope episode. Make sure y'all like, y'all share, y'all comment, y'all review, all of that good stuff, man. This is I Don't Know Who This Is For podcast, special edition with Black and Bear, the Black Bear. This is gonna be called the Black Bear episode. Sherrell will be back. Yeah, I don't gotta worry about seeing me no more. But thanks for tuning in. Peace out, y'all.
Healing doesn't have an expiration date. You have to keep working on it. You can't grow and continue to live the life of a trash person. It's just not gonna work. I don't know where I would be without God. I'm being honest. Yeah, I curse a lot, but I don't know where I would be without God. I truly get it. I empathize with you. I just feel like I wouldn't have done it that way.